Bwaaa!
Bwaaa trash fight all through the night, deep in the heart of Texas. The trailer park is nice and dark, deep in the heart of Texas. Dad drinks his brew and he spits his chew, deep in the heart of Texas. The TV blares but no one cares, deep in the heart of Texas. Here we go!
Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Bwaaa. I am Mike.
And I'm Rusty.
I swear to God, he's sitting across the table from me. We are in the same room.
Yeah, we are in the same room. It's just brain lag. Mike asked me to send the address, and I just spaced for a second.
So, welcome to That Ain't Right Friday.
Welcome to That Ain't Right Friday.
And I thought we would go over like a new article that came out. So did you ever get Cracked magazine? Did you ever get Cracked and Mad magazine?
I got Mad.
Yeah.
I used to get the Mad ones. That was whenever we were at HEB, I'd go grocery shopping with my
Sure.
mom at the end of the week, and that was the magazine that I would get, was the Mad one.
Cracked was like the cheap version of Mad.
I get that
You
one
know?
magazine that you showed me. I get them
Oh,
every
the
3
Ugly?
months.
Yeah,
I get
Ugly
that. That's
magazine.
funny.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
great.
the shit
It's like
out of
$4 for
it.
a year or
that's
something.
Awesome.
So, new article on cracked.com, King of the Hill ranking all of Hank's neighbors by how neighborly they are.
Okay, all right. Well, first off, we got to, what are the neighbors? What is the,
So,
who are we considering
let's
his
start
neighbors?
with Dale Gribble.
Okay, he lives at 82 Rainy Street, right?
82 Rainy Street. Dale does an okay job of maintenance. So, we're going by several criteria
Okay,
here.
yeah, what's the criteria?
Property maintenance.
All right, property
Dale
maintenance.
does an okay job of maintaining his lawn.
Noise level.
But he'll often undermine that by doing crazy things like building a guard tower in his backyard.
Okay.
So that is, I would say,
Well, not only that, property
pro and a
maintenance too
con.
also kind of goes hand in hand with how well that other people's properties around you, like how much you affect them. Because I read a
Sure.
story the other day of a guy who bought a house, like two people who bought a house. The family bought a house before the other family moved in next door to them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this family, when they moved in, there was already bamboo there. And it had already attacked the other yard, but
Oh, wow.
none of them knew what was going on.
Yeah.
So they both had to go and pay for all this money for the bamboo to be pulled out. So it's not very neighborly to have bamboo or things like that. So.
I've got that problem with my grass. Like my grass in my front yard, it like no longer exists, and it looks like it's spreading to the neighborhood. So I don't know if I'm patient zero or what. But
So it's kind of like. What's that, parvo for dogs? Where they're
parvo
first,
for grass.
Yeah, you've got neighborhood parvo.
So you've got noise level, Dale's extermination truck, which also has that giant. This says dead roach. It's not a dead roach. It's a dead ant.
Probably a rough sounding truck with a lot of miles on it.
It says it just looks like a pretty loud clunker, and you're absolutely right. And then you get his screams of sha and that kind of stuff. You know,
And
I mean
then-
that's a lot.
Or yelling at neighbor ladies walking by. This
Sure.
is my yard.
And then they go by neighborly reliability. Dale and Hank are old friends, but Dale is also quick to turn on Hank if his paranoia is getting the better of him. He'd be a nightmare to live next to. And he's absolutely right about that.
Yeah, because he destroyed his yard with ants and all that stuff.
Then you've got Luann, 124 Milton Street in Arlen. When Pops,
that's whenever she moves out for a little bit, right?
Yeah. So this is property maintenance. When Pops, the old guy who lived next to Bill, dies in season 4, Luann and some friends move in to do a terrible job of maintaining the place. Luann lives there with her husband, Lucky. While it's not totally clear how well they keep up the place, it's probably no better than before. And Lucky is kind of a redneck. So
Yeah. I imagine Lucky's yard would be there would be a lot of lawn art, quote unquote lawn art. Probably a 1986 Buick that would be broke
at
down.
least, yeah.
Well, actually, probably an older car because you got to think this is only 20, 30 years after
Let's
that. Yeah,
let's
I don't know. We'll see.
skip down to this neighborly reliability.
Yeah.
It says both Luann and Lucky are caring people who would certainly help Hank if he were in need. However, Lucky does have a love for frivolous injury lawsuits. He
Yeah.
even tries to sue Dale.
I don't think he would try that crap with Hank though. I think
No.
like Dale, I could like he does eventually.
Well, he
in
ends
one
up-
episode, he does sue Dale.
He just calls him Uncle Hank. You know,
Uncle
I
Hank.
mean, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, now
Uncle Hank.
we've got Pops, and Pops is the one who lived there before when Luann moved in.
Oh, he took good care of everything.
Even at
He's
80,
only a minor character,
Yeah.
but he definitely took care of everything.
it says even at 80 years old, Pops took good care of his lawn. Then we go down to reliability. It says Pops was a grouchy old guy no one really seemed to like. Hard to imagine that he's the neighbor you'd ask to get your mail when you're out of town.
I don't agree with that entirely. Like the grumpy old men in the neighborhood
Yeah.
are generally some of the they'll do a lot for other people. Because my
Possibly.
dad is the grumpy old man in his neighborhood.
Unless there's a ball in there.
Yeah, well, he's not. He's
It's
not
my
like,
ball now.
He's not really mad. He gets mad about that kind of stuff. But he's the grumpy old man in his neighborhood
Yeah.
who will mow the neighbor's yard.
Oh,
or,
okay.
He'll notice that the neighbor's dog's out, and instead of like shooting their dog for being in his yard, he'll go walk it back to their
I will
yard and
tell
put it
you,
back in the fence and
my
stuff like that.
my dog
so.
got out twice this last week because we had some big storms
Oh,
here.
yeah, we did.
And my next door neighbor is a really nice guy. He put him back in the
Nice.
yard, put up a little board where the hole was. And the
Shout
whole
out to
thing.
Mike's neighbor.
Yeah,
Buy him a drink.
yeah. He's Scotty. He's a good guy.
Scotty. Shout out to Scotty.
I used to. Well, anyway. Then at number 3, we have Con Sousa News and Phone. He's at 86 Rainy Street. Con takes excellent care of his property, much like Hank.
Absolutely.
Then you go down to reliability and it says Con can be pretty petty and obnoxious, but over time he and Hank develop a mutual respect for each other, if not a genuine friendship. I do think they become friends.
I think they become friends.
If either Hank or Con were in need, they could certainly turn to the other for help. That's
'Cause it's kinda
crazy
like
that
that
he's the
thing-
most reliable one.
Like, I don't think Khan would cause so much hell for just anybody.
Yeah.
I think he's one of those kind of guys that he rides your ass as a friend, and he causes all these, talks crap to you,
Right.
and does all that, obnoxious in a way. But at the end of the day, if you need
Sure.
somebody, he's
Yeah,
there. Kind
he's
of thing.
actually
It's
there.
just a
Yeah,
part of
just
his
griping about
personality.
it the whole time,
Yeah,
but he's
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Then we have Bill Dauterive. Now, I got a question for you. It says Bill lives at 122 Milton Street,
Yes.
and Con lives at 86 Rainy Street. I guess because that's the backyard,
We're in
right?
the
That's
back.
why I'm thinking
You're in
that.
the back
Okay,
alley, so
okay,
we're at
never
the
mind.
backyards.
I
yeah.
gotcha.
So one side, the side that is opposite of Hank's yard is
Yes.
Milton Street, and then they live on Rnking.
Got it.
Yeah.
It says property maintenance. Bill has been known to let his property go, much like he let himself go after his wife
The wife left him 5 years. They were
It
the
d-
wood wedding.
Yes, that's
we
right. They were
learned.
wood.
Yeah.
It does say noise level. There's the occasional uncontrollable sobbing, but Bill's not too noisy otherwise. That's just sad.
Terribly sad.
Then it says reliability. Bill would do anything for Hank. He's a genuinely good friend and caring
would.
person,
He
but
would.
his neediness and his obvious attraction to Hank's wife would make him difficult to live next to at times.
His name is literally tattooed
Yeah.
onto Hank's
That's
head.
right. That's
so.
right. And then number 1, we have Boomhauer. He's at 120 Milton Street. Tough to say as far as the maintenance goes, as we see the least of Boomhauer's lawn. We don't even know his first name and profession until the series finale. But from what we can see, he seems to keep his house in order. It says noise level. Aside from occasional moans of a satisfied lady friend, he's pretty quiet.
Yeah. I imagine that he probably wouldn't be a bad neighbor.
No, I think he would probably be the one to go to for the most part. It
I
says
imagine he's one of those guys that didn't wake up till like noon on the weekends.
yeah. It says neighborly reliability, and this is the last one. While the mush-mouth neighbor is somewhat mysterious to the casual King of the Hill fan, dedicated watchers know that Boomhauer is well-educated. He casually refers to Duchamp's Fountain in one episode as an honest guy, especially in season 3's Firefighting We Will Go, where he compels the group to do the right thing after they start a fire in the firehouse. He also minds his own business in a way that Bill never could, but at the same time wouldn't hesitate to help a friend.
No,
In
not at
other
all.
words, you'd be hard-pressed to find a better neighbor than Boomhauer. So Boomhauer was voted number 1 as far as neighborly goes. Although, I think I would rather have Bill because I could tell Bill to do whatever, and it wouldn't matter. Bill
You
would
could
do anything.
literally tell
Anything
him to
for
do
Hank.
whatever, and he would do whatever.
So did
you
we
told him
miss
to do.
anybody?
Not unless you want to add the kids in there, like Joseph and Connie and stuff like that. But that doesn't really count. You're talking
Kids
about the
are all
whole
idiots.
household. So
Yeah.
no, that was all of the Hank Hill neighbors, I believe. Yeah, Bill, Boomhauer, Dale, Nancy, Joseph.
Yeah, because you
Tom,
can't
Min,
count
Connie.
like
You can't
lady
count
who built the
everybody.
haunted house and
Nah, you
all that
can't
stuff,
count all that stuff.
things like that.
No.
So, I honestly, it's a neighborhood that I wouldn't mind living in.
No,
You
it's
know,
a chill
'cause
neighborhood.
most of the
They're-
people
they're
are
quiet,
super
they're
nice.
calm. There's
Yeah.
not really a lot of ruckus, and
Yeah.
if there is, it's just created by the guys trying to create
Sure.
clubhouses, subterranean clubhouses in the alley.
All right, so while we're still waiting for the verdict on whether Peggy's alive or not, please keep joining us. We've got a special episode coming up this next Monday.
It'll be we will consider it the first episode of our fourth
Yeah.
season.
It's basically our fourth season.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about some stuff that happened during the time of Peggy's jump and when the next episode actually came on. But between now and then, you want to tell them where they can find us?
You can find us at Linktree at linktr.ee/BWAAAKOTH. That has a ton of links there for you. You can
does.
also find us at roguemedianetwork.com.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining
Yeah,
us.
we
I know it was a little
appreciate it.
short this time, but we've got a
And
buttload of people here
as
waiting
the
on the studio.
final episode of season
Yep.
3, we appreciate your continued journey with us.
Boy, you're not
in
kidding.
this King of the Hill stuff that we're doing here. We're gonna try to get out to Texas State University soon and see
Yep.
what we could find out down there. I don't know what all we'll be allowed to photocopy and leave
Yeah,
with,
yeah.
but they do have open research for the King of the Hill stuff, and there is a
we've
ton.
also in the next week or two got an announcement about how our episodes will look going forward.
Yeah,
So
keep an eye
we got
on
something
that.
cool coming. Yeah. But again, thanks guys, and we will see you next time.
Wimatanye.
Tanya, indeed.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.